Hello, Immortal News family, and welcome back to our channel. In the last 24 hours, we have received the somber news of the passing of extraordinary talents, and today's episode is dedicated to honoring their memory. Before we start, we kindly ask for your support. If this video or the legacies of these remarkable individuals have touched your life, please consider giving this video a thumbs up as a sign of respect and remembrance. Thank you. Number 7. There was never a moment too small to celebrate and no challenge too big to face. Together. The Putmans family, known for their close bond and warm-hearted chaos, brought laughter, love, and inspiration into homes across the country. Their story, one of unity, determination, and faith, became a milestone in American reality TV. Audiences met them through their hit TLC show, where 25 family members lived under one roof. What stood out wasn't just the sheer size of their household, but the joy they shared. They reminded viewers everywhere of the strength found in sticking together. Whether gathered at the kitchen table or celebrating life's big moments, the Putmans showed what it meant to live fully, with heart. Their family dynamic, filled with teasing, tenderness, and teamwork, reminded us all that love is richer when shared. At the heart of their story was resilience. Through life's ups and downs, they leaned on each other. That strength was never for show. It was real, and it was beautiful. Tragically, the Putmans family passed in a car accident, leaving a space that words can't fully fill. They were taken too soon, at the age of 52, collectively, as builders of a bigger purpose than themselves. A family friend shared, "They didn't just welcome you into their lives, they made you feel like family." That's who they were. Though they're no longer with us, their example still echoes: live loudly, love completely, and leave no one out. The Putmans didn't just share their home, they shared their hearts. Their legacy is a reminder that family means everything, not just by blood, but by choice, by love, and by presence. Tributes to Putmans family. Number 6. It's not the size of your platform, but the strength of your foundation that determines your true legacy. Voddie Baucham Jr. lived this message with unshakable commitment, building a life not on popularity, but on biblical conviction, truth, and service. He passed away at the age of 56 after an emergency medical event. Though his time here was brief, the depth of his impact will stretch across generations. Raised by a single mom in Los Angeles, his childhood was far from easy. But Voddie never used hardship as an excuse. He used it as fuel. His faith took root in college and would guide every chapter that followed. As a pastor, professor, and best-selling author, Voddie shaped hearts and minds on multiple continents. He led Grace Family Baptist Church in Texas with bold clarity, then moved to Africa to serve as Dean of Theology at African Christian University. In recent years, he returned to the U.S. to help launch Founders Seminary, where he trained leaders committed to biblical truth. Voddie's books became staples in Christian homes and churches, especially among those seeking to raise godly families, understand culture through Scripture, and live faithfully. Known for his deep voice and unwavering stance, he challenged many, yet always aimed to build up, not tear down. Even as he battled serious health issues, Voddie continued teaching, preaching, and encouraging others. His strength wasn't just in intellect, but in character. Those who knew him best describe him as a servant leader, faithful, fearless, and devoted to his family. He leaves behind his beloved wife, Bridget, their 9 children and grandchildren. They were his greatest joy and most cherished legacy. Following his passing, African Christian University simply said, "He will be profoundly missed." Founders Ministries wrote, "Our dear brother has left the land of the dying and entered the land of the living. The Christian world mourns but also gives thanks, for a man who spoke truth with grace, stood firm in faith, and gave his life to things that matter eternally. Tributes to Voddie Baucham Jr. Number 5. His music always told the truth, complex, daring, and full of heart, said a longtime colleague of Jim McNeely. That spirit of honesty and passion carried through every note he wrote, every band he led, and every student he mentored. Jim McNeely, a towering figure in the jazz world, has passed away at the age of 76 following a brief illness. Over more than 5 decades, Jim helped shape modern big band jazz. His early work with legends like the Thad Jones, Mel Lewis Orchestra, Stan Getz, and Phil Woods turned heads. But it was his voice as a composer and conductor that left a lasting mark. He earned 12 Grammy nominations and took home the award in 2008 with the Vanguard Jazz Orchestra. His bold, innovative arrangements became a cornerstone of that group's identity. As chief conductor of both the DR Big Band in Denmark and Germany's HR Big Band, Jim brought depth and clarity to orchestral jazz on the world stage. He also recorded over 20 outstanding albums and composed commissions for Europe's top ensembles. Beyond the spotlight, he quietly built a legacy as a guiding force in jazz education, as musical director of the BMI Jazz Composers Workshop, and as professor emeritus at the Manhattan School of Music. His mentorship shaped countless musicians, composers, and band leaders around the globe. But what truly defined Jim was not just his talent. It was his humility, his generosity, and his joy in helping others grow. Those who worked with him often spoke of his warm encouragement, sharp wit, and deep musical insight. Upon learning of his passing, the HR Big Band shared their grief, saying, "His unique voice in jazz shaped our sound and the European jazz scene for decades. He is survived by his wife and family, and by a musical community that he deeply enriched." While funeral plans remain private, memories of Jim's brilliance continue to resonate across concert halls, classrooms, and recordings worldwide. Jim McNeely's legacy lives on in every new arrangement inspired by his work, every student who found their voice thanks to his guidance, and every note echoing the spirit he lived by. Tributes to Jim McNeely. Number 4. It's what you write, not what they're called, that gives words their weight. Tony Harrison once said that, and he proved it time and again. His poems didn't just say something, they shook people awake. Tony Harrison, the bold voice behind some of Britain's most moving and provocative verse, passed away at the age of 88. He died peacefully after a short illness. Born and raised in Leeds, Harrison's journey from a working-class background to the heights of British literature was shaped by grit, vision, and an extraordinary gift for language. Over a lifetime of writing, he brought classical form and Yorkshire rhythm together in powerful and unforgettable ways. His landmark poem V became a national talking point. Raw and unapologetic, it tackled class, conflict, and political unrest. Though controversial at the time, today it's studied in classrooms across the UK. Harrison didn't just write poetry, he transformed the stage. His plays, often told in verse, breathed new life into ancient texts. From the Oresteia to the Misanthrope, his translations were fierce, lyrical, and accessible. He reshaped how audiences heard both classic and modern theater. His collections, like Earthworks and The Loiners, earned him not just critical acclaim, but also deep respect among fellow poets. He was a writer who never forgot where he came from, and he used his voice to speak alongside those who often went unheard. Harrison once refused official honors, choosing instead to stay loyal to his roots and values. But that didn't stop the awards from coming. He received the Costa Book Award, the Heinemann Prize, and the David Cohen Prize, among others, each a nod to how deeply he impacted language, stagecraft, and culture. A mentor, a rebel, and a craftsman of words, Tony Harrison leaves behind a body of work that challenged, questioned, and celebrated the complexity of British life. Actress Sian Thomas, his partner, survives him. In the words of the Times, he was the bard from Beeston, who gave voice to what others left unsaid. His poems will keep speaking for generations. Tributes to Tony Harrison. Number 3. It was about healing through others, Georg Stefan Troller once said, an idea that guided his extraordinary life. Across decades he listened, observed, and illuminated the struggles and triumphs of others. In doing so, he shaped how stories are told. At the age of 103, Georg Stefan Troller passed peacefully in Paris. One of the most influential voices in post-war media, he forever changed the landscape of German-speaking journalism and documentary filmmaking. Born in Vienna, he fled Nazi persecution as a young man. His path led from internment in France to the U.S. Army, where he helped liberate Dachau and capture Munich. These early traumas never silenced him. They gave him purpose. In Paris, which became his lifelong home, Troller built a career around empathy and truth. His show, Pariser Journal, brought post-war France to German viewers with honesty and grace. Later, his interview series, Personenbeschreibung, became a masterclass in human connection. Over 2,000 interviews, each an invitation into another life. He didn't just ask questions. He listened, with unusual warmth and a searching intellect. Whether artists or political figures, he saw them deeply, and he brought their stories home with rare insight. Troller's screenwriting, including the acclaimed Welcome in Vienna trilogy, echoed his own journey of exile and memory. His essays and memoirs captured a world in flux through eyes that had seen too much, and still chose hope. Among his many honors were the Goldene Kamera, Bambi Award, and the Cross of Merit from Germany and Austria. But to those who knew him or saw his work, the truest reward was his example, a life lived in pursuit of understanding. He mentored countless journalists, quietly encouraged bold storytelling, and never lost his gentle sense of irony. He was private, but always present, in his work, in his words, and in the lives he touched. Documentarian Inga Levy once said, "Georg didn't just report history, he helped heal its wounds. That healing continues in the legacy he leaves behind. He is survived by his daughter, Fen. The memory of his beloved wife Kirsten lives on as part of his enduring story. The world has lost a voice of grace, courage, and clarity." Tributes to Georg Stefan Troller. Number 2. Jeffrey's vision and generosity shaped our community in ways seen and unseen. His legacy is one of inspiration and hope. Jeffrey Alfred Legum lived his life with purpose, heart, and a deep devotion to the city he loved. A man of sharp intellect and quiet strength, he believed in building businesses, institutions, and most importantly, lives. Born and raised in Baltimore, Jeffrey carried the values of his family into everything he did. After studying economics at the Wharton School, he returned home to grow the family automobile business. Through leadership and drive, he turned it into one of the top dealerships in the nation. His success wasn't for accolades. It was about setting a standard, delivering excellence, and treating people with decency. When he sold the business after more than 3 decades, it wasn't to slow down. Jeffrey pivoted, devoting his energy to investment work through Park Circle Investments. He quietly helped shape the financial backbone of major companies in Baltimore while staying out of the spotlight. But where he truly left a mark was in giving. Alongside his beloved wife, Harriet, he supported causes that touched education, medicine, the arts, and the environment. From professorships at Johns Hopkins to major gifts for arts workers at the Baltimore Museum of Art, his philanthropy lifted institutions and empowered people. He never sought credit, he sought impact. Those who worked with him valued his honesty, brilliance, and clarity. As an emeritus trustee of the Park School and a champion of the arts, his presence brought vision and stability. Jeffrey passed away peacefully at the age of 83, after a life of profound impact. His legacy lives not just in buildings and endowments, but in the lives made better by his care and belief in a stronger, more compassionate community. He is survived by Harriet, countless loved ones, and a grateful city. Tributes to Jeffrey Alfred Legume. What's trending on the internet? News 1. If you're a fan of classic television or feel-good family stories, this update will touch your heart. Beloved actor Eric Dane, who many remember fondly as the charming McNeely from Grey's Anatomy, and more recently as Cal Jacobs on HBO's Euphoria, is courageously facing a major life challenge at age 52. This past spring, Eric revealed he's been diagnosed with ALS, commonly known as Lou Gehrig's disease. Together with his wife, actress Rebecca Gayheart, and their 2 teenage daughters, Eric is taking each day as it comes, emphasizing the joy of shared family time and the importance of hope. While Eric has spoken openly about the difficulties he now faces, including losing the use of his right arm, he has also shared how much strength he draws from his family's support and his dedication to being present in their lives. Though ALS is a challenging condition, Eric's determination to keep working, his humor, and his heartfelt gratitude shine through. He remains optimistic, motivated not only by his career, but also by his deep love for his daughters and his desire to be part of their lives for as long as possible. Eric Dane's story reminds us all about the power of hope, the courage found in family, and the importance of cherishing every moment. The legacy he's building, on screen and with his loved ones, will surely inspire many for years to come. News 2. Did you hear the news about Jasmine Joy Goring? She was just 29 years old, and many of us remember her as a radiant finalist from the Miss Universe Jamaica pageant. Jasmine passed away recently, and while the details are tender, it's important to honor her story with compassion. Friends and family say she was a light to everyone around her, admired for her strength and her beautiful, generous heart. Today, the outpouring of love on social media shows just how much of an impact she made both in Jamaica and far beyond. Jasmine's legacy encourages us to check on our loved ones and to be gentle with ourselves and each other. She will be remembered not just for her beauty, but for her kindness and the hope she inspired in so many. News 3. What an inspiring young life, shining brightly on the world stage. Today, we remember Naufal Takdir Al-Bari, the 19-year-old gymnast from Indonesia who captured hearts with his talent and Olympic dreams. Naufal was training in Russia, preparing for the Artistic World Championships and setting his sights on the 2028 Olympics. Known for his dedication and sportsmanship, he was surrounded by his fellow teammates when a training accident led to a severe injury. After a brave fight in the hospital, Naufal passed away peacefully, leaving a legacy of perseverance and hope not just for Indonesia, but for gymnastics fans everywhere. His passion and determination will long be remembered, and he'll remain an inspiration to young athletes around the globe, reminding us all to reach for our dreams and support one another along the way. News 4. Tom Holland, beloved by millions for his role as Spider-Man, recently experienced a mild concussion while filming the upcoming Spider-Man Brand New Day on location in the UK. Thankfully, Tom is expected to make a swift recovery and is taking a well-deserved break from filming, with no other cast or crew members being hurt. Set for release in July 2026, this highly anticipated movie has fans eager to see Tom team up with Marvel legends Mark Ruffalo and Jon Bernthal. Holland's dedication to his craft and his positive spirit on set continue to inspire, and fans everywhere are wishing him a speedy return. As Tom rests and recovers, his shining example and resilience remind us all how superheroes can inspire, on and off the screen. News 5. Today, we're remembering Assata Shakur, the godmother of rapper Tupac Shakur, and a prominent figure in American history who has passed away at the age of 78 in Havana, Cuba. Born Joanne Deborah Byron in 1947, Assata's life took her from the neighborhoods of Queens, New York, to the national stage as a political activist in the 1970s. Many will recall her association with the Black Panther Party and her outspoken advocacy for civil rights. While her life was marred by legal controversies and years in exile, Assata's lasting impact has been as a symbol of activism and resilience for many who came after her. She spent her later years in Cuba, where she found refuge and lived out her days with family by her side. Assata Shakur's name will continue to spark debate and reflection, but she will also be remembered by loved ones as a mother, a godmother, and an unyielding voice for change. Her story remains a powerful part of the ongoing legacy of those who have shaped, challenged, and enriched the American experience. News 6. What a journey life can be. Today we remember Kelsey Bateman, known to many as a spirited contestant from the hit reality series Rock of Love with Bret Michaels. Kelsey, just 39 years old, was found in her Utah home on August 27th, leaving family, friends, and reality TV fans heartbroken. Her story touched thousands, from her memorable moments on Rock of Love, where she made it to the final 9, to her genuine personality that captured the hearts of viewers. Authorities are still determining the exact cause of her passing, and while her time was cut short, the memories she leaves with us are lasting. Kelsey's journey reminds us all to look out for one another and cherish the connections we make, in both real life and on the screen. She'll be remembered for her big personality, perseverance, and the mark she left on reality television. As fans and loved ones reflect, Kelsey's story stands as a reminder to celebrate each moment and support those we care about. News 7. If you've ever found yourself inspired by the world of golf, today's story truly speaks to the heart. Jake Knapp, who's made a real name for himself on the PGA Tour this season, recently opened up with sincerity about the loss of someone very special, McKenna White. Jake described losing McKenna as a tough reality, a gentle reminder that behind every fairway and tournament trophy, there are real human stories of friendship, teamwork, and love. Even as Jake carries this personal loss, he's found the strength to stay on course, honoring McKenna's memory through the passion and perseverance he brings to every game. For viewers who cherish sportsmanship and quiet strength, Jake's journey reminds us all that life's challenges can also bring moments of reflection and gratitude for those who've touched our lives. And so, as Jake steps onto the green this week, he does so not just as a competitor, but as someone who keeps the spirit of a dear friend alive. It's that kind of legacy, one of caring, courage, and community, that will always be remembered, both inside and outside the world of golf. Number 1. True leadership isn't about standing in front. It's about lifting others as you climb. These words, often echoed by those who knew Judge Ronald Ramsey Sr., capture the heart of a man whose life was defined by service. At age 66, Judge Ramsey passed away peacefully, surrounded by loved ones. His departure leaves a profound gap, not only in Georgia's legal and political circles, but in the lives of countless people he inspired and helped. From his early days in North Carolina to a life of leadership in Georgia, Judge Ramsey showed extraordinary dedication. He balanced full-time work while attending night law school, earning his degree in 1992. That discipline, and his deep belief in fairness, carried through a remarkable career that spanned over 4 decades. He served 9 influential years as a Georgia state senator, representing the 43rd District. One of his proudest milestones was authoring the bill that laid the foundation for the city of Stonecrest. Before that, he broke barriers as the first African-American judge in Stone Mountain's municipal court. Judge Ramsey didn't stop at courtrooms and chambers. He led DeKalb's school legal department, helped redesign its courthouse system, and mentored young attorneys and at-risk youth alike. He pushed for updated court technology during the pandemic, always keeping equity and access in mind. His leadership reached the national stage through the American Bar Association, where he pushed for innovation and inclusion in the justice system. He received honors like Legislator of the Year, but his true impact was measured in how he showed up for his community, hosting free health clinics, delivering meals during holidays, and offering his time to mentor and counsel with humility and heart. In the wake of his passing, leaders across Georgia paid tribute. "A legend," said DeKalb County CEO Lorraine Cochran Johnson. Congressman Hank Johnson praised his selfless devotion. Many emphasized his unwavering passion to uplift others. Judge Ramsey is survived by his loving wife Doris and their children. Though he's no longer with us, his work, spirit, and compassion will continue through the community he helped shape. Tributes to Ronald Ramsey Sr. Bob Barnett helped shape the stories that shaped America. Those words, spoken by a former client, capture the quiet influence of a man whose name never appeared on a ballot, yet whose counsel helped steer the nation.